Happy Tuesday and welcome into FSU weather. It's a pleasant good evening over at Doak, isn't it? Nice sun, plenty of sunshine, 87 degrees, so we're a little bit cooler. I woke up this morning, had a hoodie on, and it ended up being a little too much for today, right? We expected it to be a little bit cooler after a cool start. Across town, singing the mid to upper 80s, 82 in Valdosta, 84 over in Thomasville, over in Mariana, sitting at 87 degrees. So we enter overnight again tonight. We get a little bit cooler, 61 in Tallahassee, 59 in the morning in Thomasville and Valdosta, sitting at 60 degrees. Out in the tropics, not a lot to worry about. It's just going to be Tropical Storm Lorenzo. Pretty messy on satellite, and we've also got as of the latest advisory, the winds have decreased, pressure is starting to increase. So really nothing other than that to worry about in the tropics. But we're going to continue to track the tropics in the next couple of days' time. Fall-like weather is staying around just a little bit longer. We've got our taste of fall going on. And of course, it's Tuesday. We've got our Trivia Tuesday and our Sky of the Week. All that and more tonight on FSU Weather.
Happy Taco Tuesday. Welcome to your Tuesday night edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Chris Malave.
I'm student meteorologist Ryan Screen. You mentioned Taco Tuesday. I think last Tuesday was National Taco Day or something. One of the more recent Tuesdays, it was National Taco Day. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know either, but honestly, that might be kind of the mood after the show. I'm a little bit hungry, but we got a lot of stuff in store for tonight's show. We got our fish storm in the tropics. Thankfully, no impacts to us here in the U.S. And after that cold front last week pushed through, we've been seeing some more fall-like weather. I mean, this morning when I stepped outside, I noticed that a little bit of a breeze, just that
so nice
dry air. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Dry, it's windy, it's so nice stepping out the door. It's in the 50s, 60s. I think when I woke up this morning, I checked my phone and it said it was like 58 or something. I was like, oh, finally we're in the 50s. Then by the time I step outside, it's in the 60s. Then by the time I walk home from class, it's in the 70s. Then it's all over and we're in the 80s.
Yeah, I feel almost in a way kind of misled because, you know, I wish that I could just, you know, kind of wear that sweater all day, but, you know, eventually once you get kind of to the middle part of the day.
We're getting closer. Yeah.
We're definitely getting closer, though. And now we're going to hand things over to Ainsley, and she's going to give us a better idea of what's going on around Tallahassee.
Yeah, and Ryan, that was the best way to describe the day. 70s when you or 60s when you wake up, 70s, then 80s. It just seems to go throughout the day. Right now, we're going to take a look at the tropics, though. Not too much going on. We've got Tropical Storm Lorenzo, not super powerful here, and not a trajectory that's going to affect us here in the U.S. at all. And if we take a look at the little loop-de-loop it's going to be making, don't worry, it will dissipate by that point. We're not really expecting any kind of landfall or anything like that. In terms of what's happening here with the local, those 80s for the most part, 79 here in Carabel. And as we take a look at Doak Campbell Stadium, it is a nice night out, not a cloud in the sky. Take this episode and watch it outside tonight. So we take a look at the temperature almanac. Basically what this shows us here is we've got a higher high and a lower low. So we've just got drier conditions, creates that little bit of contrast from day to night here. And as I tried to tell the story of what we've got going on tonight, there's not much, no ground. This is just ground scatter, not much of anything that will stick. It's a little bit of a Goldilocks situation here in Tallahassee. Not too warm, not too cold, not much going on. For the next couple of days, passing clouds. But for the most part, high and dry weather is what we've got to experience here. And if we take a look at our rain chances, it's going to stay relatively low for the next couple of weeks or days going into the weekend, though. We do see a storm chance pop up there on Sunday, 60% chance. Of course, we'll update you as we get a little closer and things become a little bit more clearer. As we take a look at our drought monitor, this is a new development. We see a little bit of a moderate drought starting to creep into Leon County here. It's been a very dry stretch. The whole month of September almost, we got little to no rain, at least recorded at Tallahassee's airport. So we need that rain to come here, but clear skies tonight, 61 here in Tallahassee. This is that good stargazing weather before it gets too cold. We've got the Orionids coming up next week, and that should be a pretty decent meteor shower. Hopefully the moon phase isn't going to block out too much of that as well. And in terms of tomorrow afternoon, 85 here in Tallahassee, 80s for the most part across our area. We don't have too much to worry about, but here In the 7-day forecast, we've got a lot of sun coming up here in the Sunshine State. 10% chance for most days. Again, Sunday is when we could see the biggest chance of rain there. And of course, we will keep you updated as we get a little closer. Lows staying pretty low, 59 here for tonight, and 50s for the most part. Looks like 63 is the only day we've got there, but that's showing that dry trend that we've had here. Not a lot of rain chances, and of course, we'll see those highs and lows get a little closer together the day after we have rain. That's what tends to happen. But for now, we're going to take it on over to the rest of the Sunshine State, where Mila's going to tell us a little bit more about the mostly clear skies that we have there.
Yes, clear skies is definitely, we are quiet and clear across the entire state of Florida, and some pretty mild temperatures as well, sticking in the 80s for the entire state of Florida. 80 in Orlando, 81 in Jacksonville. We are cooling off a little bit, love to see, as fall starts to kind of come into the Sunshine State. Well, fall-like temperatures, depends on where you're from. For our radar, there is nothing really going on in the area across South Florida, just a few clouds down by Miami, and nothing that'll stick around with those showers in Clewiston. We are nice and dry in Central Florida as well, and same story for the Panhandle with that strong high pressure system sitting over Florida. We are going to see a few pop-up showers make their way across the Sunshine State as we head towards the end of the week. Just some cloud cover. Again, nothing that will stick around. Pretty good, nice week to do anything outside. We are going to stay in the 80s in Miami as we head throughout the week. Same thing in Tampa. A little bit warmer out. But in Orlando, we will cool down a bit, and I'm starting to feel like it's Groundhog Day with 80s again. You know, just love to see it. Jacksonville, we will be cooling off a little bit more of those fall-like temperatures. Again, fall-like temperatures. It is a nice beach day as well if you are planning on heading down to Pensacola Beach. But tonight, we will drop down into the 60s, and as Ainsley mentioned, it is just such a great night for stargazing due to that really strong high pressure system sitting over the entire southeast. That is why we do see some nice clear skies across the entire western side of Florida, but we do have a bit more cloud cover off to the eastern side of the state. 61 here in Tallahassee for your night, 63 in Gainesville. Little warmer down in Key West, 79 degrees. And tomorrow, unfortunately, we will be warming up again. Once again, I'm so sorry. Again, like Ryan, I left my house wearing sweatpants, and then by the afternoon, I had to change into shorts and a t-shirt. I just cannot do it with the heat any longer. 87 for you in Tampa, 83 in Orlando, 85 down in Miami. So we are starting to see those temperatures dip down a little bit. But Chris, what does the rest of the southeast look like?
Well, looking around much of the southeast, much of the same to go around. Clear skies all over the southeast, not a whole lot of clouds around the area. In Tampa, 88 degrees, 82, slightly cooler in Birmingham, Alabama, and looking over towards New Orleans, mid-80s, and even in the upper 70s over in Nashville. But looking over our current conditions right now, seeing those 70s and 80s really all around much of the southeast, 83 in Atlanta, 79 over there in Nashville, and 84 as well in Montgomery. So even though it is October now, still seeing those warmer temperatures for much of the area. But thankfully on our radar, we're seeing lots of that high pressure, so we have sinking air and really no rain to go around. And that's going to kind of stay the same through the next several days, except for our friends down here in the Florida Peninsula. Could be seeing a few showers move onshore by later this week, Thursday into Friday. It seems like could be seeing some more cloud cover as well over northern Alabama, as well as even into Georgia and Tennessee as well. But because of that high pressure and, you know, not a whole lot of rain chances this week, it's unfortunately not a help to us with all these drought conditions around the southeast, seeing some extreme drought conditions in western Alabama. So Hopefully we'll get some more rain in our forecast. But honestly, I really wish I was in Charlotte right now because by Friday it's going to be 46 for your low temperature there. So getting a bit of that fall weather on the way. And now over in Memphis, going to be sitting in those mid-80s all around, but keep an eye out for some rain chances on Saturday. So you might want to bring those rain boots or maybe an umbrella with you if you have any nice weekend plans. Now over in New Orleans, you're going to be seeing much of the same, mid-80s to go around. Our lows are still going to be around the 70s, so not quite as cool as what we saw over in Charlotte, but keep an eye on, again, those rain chances into the weekend. But for tonight's forecast, you'll be seeing a couple spots hit the upper 50s, again, 57 in Montgomery, 56 in Nashville. Now, as you go over to New Orleans, 69 degrees there, and much of the same over in the state of Florida. Still going to be in those upper 60s, and even in Miami, 74. I mean, you know, a bit of a potential fraud there. I mean, it's supposed to be fall. Like, what are we doing? 70 degrees? It's a little bit too hot for me. And now as we look towards tomorrow, you'll be seeing a couple spots reach almost 90 degrees, 89 in Jackson, 88 in Montgomery. Thankfully, if you're over in Charleston, though, should be a pretty pleasant day, 77 degrees there. So kind of a whole different pretty big variety of temperatures to go around, and you know, some places are getting that taste of fall. For some of us, though, not as lucky. But Ainsley, how does the rest of the country look? Because I know kind of a bit of action out west.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on in the national, thankfully, for me to talk about here. You can kind of see this big area of high pressure, lots of sun here. We're getting that fall-like gradient, as I like to call it, a little bit cooler up here and cloudier as well. And if we take a look at our active alerts, we've got a lot. We've got a lot of air quality alert warnings, but we've also, in California, received the first severe thunderstorm warning in the Los Angeles area in 17 years. That's some pretty big news. And we got a couple of wintry weather advisories in California as well. So they're getting the brunt of it today. But another place that's getting a lot of action is this coastal flood advisory from that ex-nor'easter, like the East Coast rejected it, I guess. They're calling it the ex-nor'easter. So it's getting ripped apart, kind of pulled away from shore. And you can kind of see that over here. You'll see that low kind of circulating, making its way off, and that again is from kind of the Coriolis getting ripped apart from the East Coast, and also thankfully to a cold front that's kind of helped pushing it off the East Coast there. We've also got a lot of precipitation up here in the upper plains, non-severe, not anything that we really have to worry about, and again, a lot going on off the coast of California here. We've got that low, you can kind of see the circulation right around in here as well. There was a talk for potentially bringing some water spouts along with that, so just make sure to keep up with those alerts if you are anywhere near the beach. And we're going to zoom in on it a little bit. You can see a little bit of a better look. It's a lot of rain coming to this area as well, and a lot of places that have had that burn scar, stuff from wildfires, could be seeing a lot of flooding if you get a lot of rainfall rates in a short amount of time. So again, make sure to keep up with those alerts. And we're going to take one more look at this ex-nor'easter heading off the East Coast, but it should be out of our hair here soon. SPC outlook, we're getting a lot of rain here in New Mexico, and then that's for day 2, so that is tomorrow. Day 3, it's going to shift a little bit closer to the Central Plains here, and we're getting a lot of rain in the areas that we need it, mostly non-severe. You're going to see that 72-hour rainfall forecast kind of gathers up a lot of rain, actually, up here in Billings and North Dakota, Montana area, as well as a lot of the West Coast, which is exactly where we need it. Ergo, this drought monitor, you can see a lot of love needs to be shared out west. Tallahassee here is also started to see that drought start to creep in. We've got an extreme drought, not in our county yet. We've got a moderate drought, but we could use a little bit over here as well. But of course, the west is where we need it the most. Taking a look at the future radar, you'll see that low come on shore in California in the next couple of days. They'll sort of dissipate out, rain itself out. That nor'easter, ex-nor'easter, has made its way out of our hair. And then we've got a big area of high pressure over the southeast. Tonight, though, we've got clear skies still, 50s in a lot of places, 59 here in Tallahassee. That is layering weather, so just make sure to bring your layers if you're going out tonight. Billings, shout out, always the coldest place. I haven't seen anything else colder lately. Tomorrow, again, that area of high pressure, you can see that sun gathering up in here. 85 up in Kansas City, though. Pretty steep gradient from Kansas City to Billings, the coldest place, 46. It's about a 30 40-ish degree temperature difference. I'm good at math, I promise. Temperature outlook, I did do this yesterday. We had a little bit of cooler air creeping into the west coast, but now it's all warm. So we've had that high and dry system kind of sitting over us. It looks like it's going to start to kind of migrate its way over to the rest of the U.S. here. But for now, we're going to take it on over to the desk where we're going to have Trivia Tuesday with Ryan and Mila.
Yeah, happy Tuesday. It's time to do a little trivia, Mila. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm thrilled. Love
All right,
Trivia
let's
Tuesday.
see what our first question looks like. I have no idea. I don't even remember what the topic is. Oh, it's on nor'easters. That
Nor'easters.
makes sense. All right, what is a nor'easter, Mila?
Well, I can't say I've experienced many nor'easters, but I'd say it's an area of low pressure that essentially just impacts the Northeast.
Yeah, exactly, and it kind of forms off the coast or at least a little inland and then works its way up north. So let's see what's the answer. A low pressure system off the Atlantic coast bringing gusty winds, almost like a tropical system but doesn't have tropical characteristics. It brings this tropical-like conditions, strong winds, a lot of coastal erosion. We saw with this last nor'easter, we saw a lot of rainfall as well. So let's see, what else do we have?
Right, and also fun fact, it's cold core, not warm core. That's the difference.
Tropical systems are warm core, nor'easters are cold core. Bunch of nerdy stuff basically just means like the clouds within are warm versus cold.
Right.
Nor'easters can occur any time of year, true or false?
I'd say true.
Yeah, I think it's true because I feel like Sandy was kind of a nor'easter, but it was a tropical storm. But a lot of historical nor'easters, I remember having snow with it. So I feel like it's going to be true because
Right.
we've seen it any time of year.
Oh, true. They can occur any time of the year, but are known to be stronger and more frequent from September to April, which makes sense as you mentioned some snow.
And we mentioned more snow. Besides blizzard conditions, what other kinds of weather can nor'easters bring?
Ooh,
That's a
I'd
tough
say
one.
just thunderstorms, rain.
Yeah, rain.
Any-
I don't know how much in way of thunderstorms, but definitely rain, definitely coastal erosion.
Right,
Coastal
beach
flooding,
erosion.
beach erosion. Trying to think, snow, winds. Yeah, hurricane force
heavy
winds, beach erosion. All right, let's see what else do we have.
I think we saw tropical storm
I think I
force
saw,
winds
I
with-
saw a couple gusts. I don't know if this was right or not. I saw it up to like 71 miles per hour, I think, in New Jersey somewhere. I forget if that was verified or not, but there was definitely strong winds associated with this one. What is the difference between nor'easter and hurricane? We've touched on
I
this.
think we already answered this. I'm going to go with the cold core and warm
Cold
core.
core, warm core. Yep, there we go.
Wow,
you
we
didn't look
called
at
it.
this beforehand, did you?
No, I did
No,
not.
I didn't either. All right.
We're just
Do we have
too
any more?
good.
I have no idea. We might be out. All right. Yeah, we're
right.
out. All right. So hopefully you learned a little bit about nor'easters, right? But we're going to take a look outside and we're going to talk a little bit more about our lifestyle, what's going on around town. Take a look at that. The res, if you're down that way right now, absolutely gorgeous right now. I want to go there. I've been in college, 3.5 years, and I've yet to make it down to the res. I need to. I've had a couple close calls of like, oh, let's spend the weekend down there, and I haven't made it yet. But over at the Sportsplex, if you have an IM game tonight, I think they're kind of wrapping up, but nonetheless, it's a nice night to be able to do that. It's going to be a little bit cooler as we go into the overnight hours. It's not going to be as hot as it is in the middle of the afternoon. 73 degrees, heading out late tonight. We're working into the 60s this evening, so if you're going to be out really late, past my bedtime, you definitely want to, have that plan that, you're bundling up. Now, 7 a.m. when I'm waking up, that's why it's past my bedtime, 60 degrees. We warm up quickly, though. Once that sun comes up, it's like turning on a light switch. We warm up quickly. I remember walking to class this morning. It was cool. Walking back from class, it was pretty warm because that sun, not a lot of clouds, it just heated up really quick. Our pool forecast for tomorrow, take a look at this. We get into the mid-80s, this is going to be a great time to be out at the pool. I think tomorrow's going to be a great day. There's not a lot of clouds, so I think you should be able to tan. I don't know all the tanning ingredients, but I think that's some of them. And then we've got our dew points in the mid-60s, so curly hair will prevail, of course. And now for Tallahassee this evening, not a lot of delays to worry about, 87 degrees. Across the U.S., we've got a couple areas we want to watch, JFK in particular, seeing some clouds, kind of remnants of that nor'easter, so starting to add more delays on. Orlando looking good, though. My parents are on a flight to Orlando right now from the New York area, so nothing to worry about for them. I think their flight is on time. And the rest of the U.S., it looks like a lot of us are, or a lot of the major airports in the U.S. are doing quite okay in way of delays. 86 degrees for tomorrow. Going Gonna be sunny, so definitely have maybe some sunscreen with you. I spent too much time out at Doak and got sunburned and really didn't expect it because I was like, okay, it's gonna be cool, but it's still sunny. So you wanna make sure you have that sunscreen with you if you're gonna be spending lots of time outside, because even though we're gonna be working into mid to low 80s this weekend, it's still gonna be plenty of sunshine, abundant sunshine, all right? Halloween is only 17 days away, believe it or not. Start counting down. My costume arrived today. And then Veterans Day, 28 days away. We're 44 days away from Thanksgiving. And I heard some Christmas songs today. So I don't know if that's a little too early, but I did hear some Christmas songs come on the radio. So I don't know if we want to do that or not, but we're going to pass things over to Mila and Ainsley, who's going to have a look for us at the sky of the week.
Yeah, it's definitely too early for Christmas songs,
Oh,
but that is my opinion. You know, you can have yours. Obviously, I'm waiting for the fall weather to come first before I even start that, you know?
Before I even think about it, I'm waiting for after Thanksgiving. I'm an after Thanksgiving girl for life.
Yeah, for sure. And I just got my first little bit of fall today. My air conditioning in my car is broken. So when I wake up in the mornings, it'll obviously bring in cool air in if it's cool outside. And that did happen today. So that's how I know we're getting a little bit of fall here, my friends, you know. But we're going to take a look at the sky of the week. This is actually in Tallahassee. This was brought into us by Savannah Tigner here in Tallahassee.
Another
That's so
meteorology
pretty.
student.
Yeah.
These are some Kelvin Helmholtz clouds. Correct me if I said
Yeah,
that
I think you said that
wrong.
right. Yeah, it is so pretty though. I mean, it looks like a wave. I feel like I haven't seen too many cool cloud formations since I've been down here, but I've also been indoors studying all day. So
Our major will do that to us,
yeah,
unfortunately.
for sure. We were, you know, born to be outdoors, forced to study in
Yes.
this building. But, you know, it's been a great week. Make sure to follow us on X at FSU Weather.
Like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
Subscribe, here it is, to us at FSU Weather.
And last but not least, make sure to follow us on TikTok at FSU Weather. And here is one last look at the 7-day ahead.